Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Deontay Wilder has taken to social media to accuse Anthony Joshua of being scared of him. This after the English boxer said he will fight Wilder when the time is right, which may not be next year or even the year after. Before I get to the video of Wilder, let's go through Joshua's statements. I'll then throw in a few of my thoughts after the Wilder video and then play another of Wilder's recent posts at the end. Talking to Sky Sports, see the link in the description, Anthony Joshua was talking about what's next should he beat Pulev. This little devil on my shoulder, the fighting man, says Wilder at Wembley. Boom. And this devil on my shoulder, the manager hat, says what's best to guide my career. So it's playing devil's advocate, putting them together. You know what I mean? Joshua was then asked, so Wilder at Wembley? He responded, if it's pushed that way, it has to happen. I'm going to do things my way, isn't it? If Wilder works, we're going to make it happen. If Wilder isn't the right opponent for next year, then we'll put it back into 2019. But I'm going to do things my way. People can't just rush my career. That's one thing I've learned. I've got a career, I need to map it out. I'm going to take fights at the right time for me. If it's next year, or the year after, I'll be in a position to beat him. Those were Anthony Joshua's statements to Sky Sport. Deontay Wilder has wasted no time in responding.
I just want to know one question. I hope somebody got the answer for me. I just want to know what the hell is going on in the heavyweight division. What is going on? I just woke up to multiples of articles where Josh was stating that he's just not mentally, physically, emotionally ready for me. That it may take up to 2020 till he can build up the courage to really fight me. Basically talking about getting me old. And don't you know this black don't crack? I ain't getting old no time soon. Trust me. Trust me. Is these guys that scared? I keep telling y'all guys over and over again, I'm the most feared. Again, I repeat, I am the most feared heavyweight in the division. None of these champions, the best, don't want their O to go. They don't want to lose their record. And then Hearns talking about he'll knock me out in 3. Then make the motherfucking fight then. Why you scared? It's either two things. Either y'all scared or y'all doping too. Which one is it?
So that video was also accompanied by a note which says, Dear boxing fans, well there you have it. Now Anthony Joshua is officially soul-searching while he scrolls through the misty park. Basically what I'm saying is that he is scared as well. But no, Mr. Eddie Hearn goes on record and states that Joshua KOs me within 3 rounds. You see, in the hurt business, people on the outside looking in are the ones that don't have to feel the pain in the ring, but are the first to build unnecessary courage, then say dumb shit. Why? Because they don't have to be the poor soul that travels through the jungle and face the lion. Like I said, I'm the most feared heavyweight in the division. Once I became champ, me and my team have tried for years to get the best out there. People, do your research. I've called out all of the so-called majority fans of best of the division have to offer, but what really happens when I do that? Well, if you don't know, I'll tell you. They either go another route and run, as they were in a 1984 Freddy Krueger A Nightmare on Elm Street horror film, or they become a member of Pinky and the Brain. But instead of trying to unify and take over the world, they instead shot stuff in their asses or take it hard through the throat, all because of this Alabama native that goes by the name of Deontay Wilder. Well, there goes a great fight. Not once, but twice. Out of the 3 great fights, all stolen from the overly anxious and highly excited boxing fans. Why I'm always the one blamed for grown-ass men making bad decisions. I don't make them, nor tell to take banned substances. Yeah, I'm sorry guys for this is poorly written. They do that dumb shit on their own. So if you're mad, I'm not the one to blame. In fact, I've done nothing but the right things and always deliver an exciting fight. 38-0-0, 37 by KOs. But it's always Bomb Squad's fault. Lol. Why? Be real. Is it because I'm black and the so-called great country of America rather bash the blacks while talk highly and praise everyone else that's not of dark colour? There are serious questions I'm eager to know, and I'm not looking forward for anyone's sympathy towards my career issues because I know for facts God got me covered. Trust me. Love you all. Well, first off, I'm not going to endorse those racial comments by Deontay Wilder. Frankly, ridiculous. So I'm not sure how writing that when he's doing an Anthony Joshua comparison actually makes any sense. So, interesting comments overall. Let's just go through some of that. So, do I think Anthony Joshua is scared of Deontay Wilder? Not for a minute. Would Anthony Joshua lose to Deontay Wilder if they fought? Maybe. I think each guy has the power to knock each other out. I'd favour Joshua though. So what are we to actually make of Anthony Joshua's comments about talking about potentially slowing things down? I'll work through a few of the plausible arguments, then I'll add in what I really think is going on here. In some respects, Anthony Joshua saying he might put his career first, pick the right opponent and do what's best for him. That echoes the sentiment I see voiced online all the time by fighters. And this is fighters in general. It certainly is in line with the view of some of AJ's fans, who want him to keep learning and developing. I mean, when you look at his career, he has been rushed along. While he's done extremely well for himself, he's certainly not a finished product. We have seen incremental gain with each outing, each fight. And let's face it, 19 fights in, he's a unified champion, and he has a legend on his resume in Vladimir Klitschko. Klitschko may have been 41, but he's still a legend. So his resume with the likes of Dillian Whyte, Klitschko, Dominic Breazeale, Charles Martin, and even Eric Molina, well, it's better than Wilder's in half the fights. I'm not even sure that point is up for debate. And I would find it very ironic if boxing fans started going in on Joshua if he decided, in fact, to take things slower. Because that's exactly what fans have gone in on Deontay Wilder for doing for his entire career. The fact Berman Stavern is the best name on Wilder's record demonstrates the general caliber, or lack thereof, of Wilder's oppositions. Just do a comparison. Go to BoxRec, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Look at the first 19 fights. It is just truly night and day. There is no comparison. And before people bring up Povetkin and Ortiz, and to a lesser extent Andrzej Wawrzyk for failing drug tests, I acknowledge that it's unfortunate that those incidents have happened, but it doesn't change the fact that Wilder fought modest opposition in 5 voluntary defences. Yes, 5 voluntary defences. Duhaupas, Szpilka, Areola, Molina and Washington. So while Wilder has had some bad luck, he's also had some terrible matchmaking. And I really take issue with his statement, me and my team have tried for years to get the best out there. It's just simply not true. Look at the guys that they've picked. They've obviously gone for guys that are highly beatable. Some respectability, but just not enough for most boxing fans. And one recent example blows it out of the water as well. So when Andrzej Wawrzyk tested positive for PEDs at the start of this year, heavyweights were lining up around the block to get a shot at Wilder. They were clamouring for the chance. Luis Ortiz and Dillian Whyte were the most high profile among them. So Wilder, though, what did he do? He opted to go for a middling option of Gerald Washington. Surprise, surprise. And that's a fact. That is the story of his career. He's been matched with guys that have some respectability, but it doesn't cut it. And I think he's kidding himself if he thinks he couldn't have found better opponents than Duhaupas, Szpilka, Areola, Molina and Washington. And this comment about being the most feared heavyweight in the division, and he also said the other day, the most feared of all time, is just ridiculous. It's just so laughable to even suggest it. Deontay, you've had massive offers to fight Dillian Whyte, but you've turned it down. Clearly he wasn't scared. There are other fighters calling you out left, right and centre in the past week or two after the Ortiz failed drug test. If everyone was scared of you, no one would call your name, but everyone's been lining up. So this dross that you've been coming out with, this crap, you need to stop it, Deontay, because it is ridiculous. But back to Joshua. Just because he isn't a finished product isn't necessarily a reason to slow things down though. But if he has more than 10 years in the division, you could argue, well, why rush into another mega fight? Especially if the money isn't there. And that's the real reason I believe Anthony Joshua is going cold on a Deontay Wilder fight. With Ortiz out and Wilder facing Stiverne in a fight no one wants to see, that fight does nothing for Deontay Wilder's profile. It does nothing for his marketability or credibility. The money will not be there. The money. If he faced Ortiz and won, Eddie Hearn said Wilder would be next. But Wilder is not facing Ortiz. The doubts that he could have cleared up with a booming victory over Ortiz and fans maybe getting won over to Deontay Wilder's side going, yeah, this guy's the real deal. That's been taken away with Ortiz now being off the table. My guess is Deontay Wilder will not get a shot at Anthony Joshua, rightly or wrongly, until Wilder has a proper name on his record. Remember, Wilder is not a massive star. His profile is not massive outside of boxing, whereas Joshua's is. And arguably, Anthony Joshua is a bigger name in America than Deontay Wilder. While Joshua has been packing out stadiums like Wembley, Wilder has been fighting in relative obscurity in Alabama against guys he was expected to beat. So Wilder is the B side, very firmly the B side. He needs to realize that and acknowledge that. He needs to realize that Eddie Hearn is all about making money. And this isn't about marinating the fight. It's about giving Wilder the opportunity to legitimize his shot at AJ and his titles. If Eddie Hearn doesn't think he can sell the fight to the masses, then it's not happening. Joseph Parker is in the same boat, and Eddie Hearn has said Parker needs to get some names on his record so an AJ fight becomes a necessity. It's the same for Wilder. And before you go, oh, well, he's a champion, Parker's a champion, they've earned the right to face AJ. AJ and Hearn, they don't owe Parker or Wilder anything. Eddie Hearn doesn't care. It's all about making money at the end of the day for him and his fighter. So I have no doubt Hearn has been in Joshua's ear, and quite loudly, saying that the timing isn't right. But what do you make of it all? What do you make of Joshua's comments and Wilder's response? So I'm going to end this one with a post Deontay Wilder made the other day about being the most feared fighter. Enjoy.
Y'all already know what the deal is, baby. God plays us on solid ground this morning, so it ain't no excuses. And if you hold excuses this morning, please move out the way so that those that's trying to enter in the gates can pass in through the building, please. Thank you.